So here we go, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Kings of Anglia Fan Social, the show where the KOA Army share their thoughts on all things Town. And well, what a week it's been. Town with an FA Cup game on TV against non-league Bracknell Town, and have drawn against another non-league team in Buxton. Of course, Tommy Miller, the assistant manager there. But yeah, hope you've all had a good week. I have another big fan social to bring you with three very fine guests. A man who has appeared a few times, Mark Beck. Always a pleasure, my friend. We've also got two Daywitons. Now, you may know the one fella in this one who's laughing in the background. It is good old Mike Turbet, the Turbo Sailor, and Tom Cann also making his debut. Before we get to those two gentlemen, I want to go over to Mark, who is a esteemed KOA posse member. Mark, always a pleasure. How you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Get the old furniture out of the way first, and then get on to the brand new, shiny members of the KOA Social. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Got a bit of a sore throat at the minute, but yeah, I'm sure I'll survive. Yeah, glad to be back on, and yeah, looking forward to seeing how Mike gets on. Yeah, he's not used to doing these sorts of things, but we'll give him a go.
Yes, sure. Our partner in crime on game day, Mike. It's been a long time in the making this, but we've finally got it sorted. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Not bad. It's nearly bedtime, Ross. You better hurry up.
Yeah, if you don't know this, ladies and gentlemen, we record this on Thursday evenings, and currently it's 7:47. So
the nurse comes round at 9 o'clock to tuck me in.
We'll make sure to be finished by then, mate. I'm sure we'll make sure to be finished. But we've got a lot to cover, so let's not muck about and let's bring in the final man joining us, who, if you don't know, is part of the five-a-side team we have on a Wednesday, and also a reporter at the East Anglia Daily Times, it's your star, and that is Tom Cann, who you're recovering, my friend, from a sprained ankle. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing all right. Two weeks late, or over 2 weeks, and I still can't walk properly. I've only just gone down to one crutch, which is I'm sort of hobbling. You know, when you see quite old people and they've got gammy legs, and I'm walking like that at the moment. So I need to be able to actually plant my foot properly on the ground, which I'm not doing yet because I can't do it. So
yes, I did see the fall, and I was there to give you some P's to recover it. But yeah, it was one of those five-side injuries that you just hope you're going to recover quickly. But yeah, you're still on the mend, my friend. But it's good to have you on the podcast. And we're going to start the podcast, boys, to quickly go over the Bracknell FA Cup win for the Blues there against non-league. And I'm actually going to skip you, Mark, quickly. I want to go to Mike, because Mike, you were there in the elements of Bracknell. And yeah, how was it as a whole? It's got a massive program. If you're watching a video, you can see. But it was massive
program, souvenir program. Yeah. I was quite impressed with this. I didn't get it till the end, but yeah, wow, good stuff. Like, in fact, before the game, before it started and the draw and everything else, it seemed to me like Bracknell. How boring, FA Cup. Non-league, oh my God, it's a no-win situation. If they win, we're humiliated. If we don't hammer them, we're humiliated. And it just seemed like there's just no win in this. But actually going to the game, ploughing out myself across a field in my inadequate footwear, and then getting into the ground, as big as Felixstowe ground, I'd say, where the ladies play, against the fences, right up against the pitch. And yeah, the food was good and the drink was good. It was entertaining. They put up a good fight, and a better fight than I thought they would. And it was quite a strange occasion that made me think, right, okay, this FA Cup thing actually does mean something, because it meant so much to them. Even after we won and the final whistle went, all their players were down at the Bracknell end, sort of like celebrating a 3-0 defeat against Ipswich because they'd played really well, and there were credits to the team. So it was a good night. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
And this is a controversial thing to say. Normally I hate these sort of things, but they weren't actually half and half scarves on sale, which you'd think is a massive game for Bracknell and for but that's another conversation for another day. But yeah,
no, I didn't see any scarves. I saw the programme. There was some other stuff with the programme, but I just glanced at it. I didn't really take it in. Yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night.
Yeah, let's bring Mark in then. You're watching on TV, my friend, and I was saying off air, and we've said it multiple times already, but you watch this from afar, like these FA Cup clashes, a non-league team versus a football league team, and you always think one day that could happen to us, and it did happen to us. Bracknell Town on TV, just the the spectacle of FA Cup magic and all that. Thankfully, we got the job done. But yes, what was that like watching on TV and watching all the build-up?
Yeah, so probably similar to Mike when it was initially announced. It was kind of a no-win situation. I think I was saying to people that I was more nervous about the Bracknell game than I was of Charlton or Port Vale or Derby that came beforehand, because as Mike said, it was really a no-win situation for us. If we didn't go there and win convincingly, then it was pretty much the worst result we would have ever had in the cup, pretty much. And yeah, like you say, you've seen these fixtures happen in the past, and sometimes the odd shock does happen, but it's never really seemed to happen to us. Obviously, we've played Lincoln City when they were non-league in the FA Cup, and we all know how that game went. The less said about that, the better, really. But this was really different, and there was a few things before in the build-up to the game that I was a little bit like maybe quite naive to it, or the way it was marketed and the tickets were done by Bracknell, I wasn't particularly happy with. I think the way they I felt like maybe profiteering a little bit off the tie, even when, for young families, not to get too political, but it's not the most attractive fixture, and to be charging that amount of money in such hard times seemed to be a little bit of a kick in the face for some of the Bracknell fans. But from what I've seen, people really enjoyed the experience of going there, and as much as it was a much smaller ground, they catered really well for the amount of people there and really put on quite a good evening of football for people. And they actually made it quite good value for money. In terms of the performance, it just is another tick in the box for Kieran McKenna's managerial credentials. He approached that spot on, really. I think he was very respectful of Bracknell, despite the sort of golfing quality between the two sides. And obviously the size of the clubs it was very much David as Goliath, as you were saying throughout the whole thing. But we approached it with respect. It was a very competitive and good team that was going into it, and I think it was a good performance from us, really. I think we struggled. I think Mike, again, not to blow his trumpet too hard, but I thought he summed it up quite well in the game. In game day, I think he said, it took us a little while to get used to the pitch and whatnot, but we came through it and our quality showed. I think on the whole, it was just a really respectful and professional performance from us, and we got the job done at the end of the day. And hopefully it'll be, as much as, like I said, there's quite a big gulf in quality between the two teams, there were some really good performances in there. I thought, I'm a bit biased, but how much I love Big Fred. I thought Freddie did well, probably could have had a hat-trick on the night. Carl Edwards looked unplayable, and I think Cameron Humphreys was probably the one who stood out most of all. He looked, a class above, and I think them final two goals have really showed the quality that he's got. And hopefully, as much as they expect to win that game, it's always good to play well and look really good on TV at times, and I think we did that in that second half. So hopefully it'll give some of the lads who've not had the run of the green so far a little bit more of a boost going into the rest of the season and the next game in the cup against Buxton.
Yeah, indeed.
I can see why you invited him now.
Oh, well, he knows his stuff, doesn't he? He knows his stuff. And you know your stuff as well, Mike. You know your stuff as well, my friend. So do not worry. Tom, bring you in now, my friends. It was, job done. Professional performance from Kieran McKenna's side, and Kieran McKenna put a strong team out as well. Although, Mike, you said a good point as well about we don't have a first 11 now. It's just we have just a strong team overall because we've got our players who can come in for other players. But yeah, Tom, it was professional performance.
Yeah, really professional. Obviously, when I saw the lineup, I thought he's he's properly going for this. You know, that the only youngster that was in it was Cameron Humphreys in the starting 11, and he's not really a youngster anymore, is he? He's, you know, around the first team, played in League One this season. So, and he was, as Mark said, one of the best players on the pitch. He took one of their players out of the game completely, ran him into the ground with fitness wise, and you know, did a fantastic job. And having Sam Morsey in the middle was a brilliant asset to have. Obviously, Don Ball and Morsey, very experienced players to have there. So yeah, very professional side, and even the bench. You know, you look at that. Only Boabo and what was the other guy? Right back or left back?
Abaje.
Yes,
Edwin
yeah.
Abaje. Yeah.
Yeah,
Abaje.
they were the only other
That's the
two youngsters on the bench.
Yeah.
And you know that every time I've seen them playing Papa John's Trophy or even in the FA Cup game, they both, you know, did all right when they came on. So yeah, very good side to put out, and good for the Bracknell players to play against as well, because what an experience for them. You know, part-time footballers saying, I've played against a player that's, you know, played with Mohamed Salah. I've played against Wes Burns, who's played with Gareth Bale. You know, what an experience for them. So yeah.
When we were leaving the ground, there was a Bracknell player was saying their number, because what number's Richard Keir? Richard Keir, is he number 2? Has he got the number 2 shirt? And I remember just him on the phone with his bloke and went, God, that geezer, number 2, he was mustard. It's just like, that's just great to hear that. And, you know, for us, though, I felt a bit bad for Bracknell. We're bringing on Wes Burns and Connor Chaplin. It's like, come on. But it's just the, you know, ability and players we have on our bench. So, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the team, Ross. That is Ipswich now. That's why they were so happy about the result at the end of the day. They could have got hammered. It could have gone really bad. It could have been a cricket score, but it wasn't. And they were competitive in the first half. I said this on game day. There was a point where I thought, we ain't going to score here because these guys it's going to go to a replay. That's not a bad thing, really, because it's going to generate more money for these guys. You know, they'll have earned it because we have got a good squad.
We do.
It is the way it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought Bracknell, they definitely in the first half, they battled for every ball. They were winning every ball, and you know their defenders were just heading everything, and they were just doing their club proud. And it was just a good night overall. And but we've got Buxton next, and have a non-league team, of course, this time at Porton Road. So very, you know, should be, you know, an easy route to the third round, which has been a hard thing for us to do in League One since we've been relegated. But opportunity to get to the third round. Of course, now that's going to be on a Sunday because of the overseas TV and all that. Which, Mike, you've unmuted your mic. So, do you want to have some thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not great.
Absolute rubbish. They're squeezing that cash cow as hard as they possibly can by putting us on Sunday for overseas viewers only. Really? Then again, we're so massive, aren't we? We've got such a fan base around the world. So I don't know. I just think that they're doing it out of sympathy for Buxton. I don't know.
Is that your clock?
Cash. Play up Pompey.
Well, we'll get into that.
I usually turn around and say off Pompey. Off. You know, I swear at it sometimes. Yeah. Because it chimes just at that moment in a thriller where you're watching telly, and you'd be like,
ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna segue now onto I don't know how to segue really from that, but we're gonna segue onto a little feature because a man recently made his 100th town appearance after 4 years. I think, let me get the amount of days he's been at the club. Of course, he's had a very interesting town career. The man I'm talking about is Janoi Donacien. I think over 1,000+ days at town. He's finally made his 100th town appearance. And I thought it's an opportunity now for the boys. We all know his story, his journey, but in 3 words to sum it all up from the beginning to current thing. Mark, what 3 words do you use?
A bit like Lazarus, really. Sort of I really thought at times, he'd or Chumbawamba, get knocked down and he keep getting back up, and you can't really keep JD down. And I'm a big fan of KVY, and when KVY came in, I really thought that was the writing on the wall. I think he went out on loan to Fleetwood, didn't he, at that time? And he had sort of topsy-turvy time before that under Lambert. He didn't really fancy him at all.
Or did he go back
just
to
really didn't seem like he was ever
first?
going to get that chance.
Did he go back to Accrington?
Yeah, I
first?
think he had Accrington and then Fleetwood.
Yeah,
I think he had Accrington and Fleetwood, didn't he? So, yeah, but I mean, Paul Cook brought him back into the fold, and he's been a mainstay ever since, really. The Renaissance, as you boys called it at the time, I was a bit of a doubter of it. I didn't really fully believe it. I thought KVY would take over, but just like many other players we've had under Kieran McKenna, he seems to get the best out of him, and yeah, long may that continue. He's been a great defender. I always remember that kid at the open day going, "You're a great defender, and I think that's the best way to describe him, really. I think there's still times I think I'd like to see KVY come back in, but I'm more than happy to see JD fill in and do what he's been doing doing so well for so long now.
I was listening, but did you say 3 words?
Just like Lazarus.
Oh,
God,
sorry.
he's a bit picky, isn't he?
Michael know who he is.
He's a really picky person.
I'm not picky. I need it in plain black and white. But Mike, over to you, mate. You know the story. I always drop his headphone. That's not good. I'm sure he can still hear us. But 3 words to sum up Janoi's town career so far after 100.
I've got 3 words for you, Ross.
Oh God.
I've actually thought about this.
Okay.
And I wrote it down.
Very good.
3 isn't enough.
Like it. I like it.
Yeah, like it. It's not enough.
Yep.
It's not enough, really. I mean, am I right in thinking when he went to Fleetwood on loan, he become player? He was supporters player of the year there, something like that.
I think so.
I think he was.
Let me double check that. But carry on.
He double checked that, but I'm sure he got supporters player of the year or something along them lines when he went there. So there's a lot of questions asked as to why we send him out. Why the hell did we buy him from Accrington in the first place just to send him back on loan? That sort of thing. But if you think about it, what you're saying, 100 appearances in 1,500 days.
Wow. So
he plays every 14 days. 15 days, whatever it is. Every other week he plays. That's not bad. But recently you could say he's been playing every game, hasn't he? He's Mr. Reliable at the back. Even this game, the FA Cup game, everybody thought he was going to get a rest. Didn't want one. Wanted to carry on playing. Yeah, he's a good defender. And I think he'll do well, just as well in the Championship as well. I don't think him and Burns are going to, there's going to be a few teams in the Championship that are going to be able to cope with them. You know what it's like in the Championships. I don't think it's really much better than the top of League One, to be honest, after the Championship. You have your teams at the top of the Championship that are really good. You have your Fulhams that come down and score 100 goals, and you get Norwich come down with all the parachute money and all that lot, and then they seem to bounce straight back up. But you have this mid-table down of teams. Any of them could be in League One, I think.
Rotherham is the one that yo-yos, isn't it, from League One Championship?
Normally, I don't know how they're doing now because they lost their manager, didn't they? To
Paul Warren went to Derby
County. So I don't know. I haven't been keeping an eye on them. What was the question again? Yeah,
Janoi,
3 isn't enough.
Yes.
That's my 3 words.
It's a very good answer. Mike is, like it, my friend. One thing Janoi needs to do is score a goal, though. I think
he doesn't.
It's just, it'll be nice. Nice from the score a goal. It'll be nice.
I think he should carry on like Carl Scouse did.
Yes.
Forever and ever and ever. Then all of a sudden, 35 yards out, bang!
Yes.
And everyone jumps on him.
Yeah, that'll be I think that will be those celebrations. I know we have seen celebrations like when Colin Odwood scored, when Cameron Humphrey scored at Port Vale. You know, those celebrations are great, but I'm sure when Janoi scores, there'll be people on the pitch.
There'll be 15 minutes of added time at Cheltenham.
Yeah. Oh no, don't bring it up again. We've been there, we spoke about it, we've recovered, thankfully. But yeah. Let's bring Tom in there, my friend, to wrap up the chat on Janoi. 3 words to sum it up. You a big fan of Janoi?
Yeah, I love Janoi. I think he's such a good defender. And I think he's part of the reason why Wes Burns is as good as he is, especially last season. You know, those two had such a great partnership, and I'm pretty sure Wes Burns would not have scored as many as he did or assisted as many as he did without Janoi, you know, providing those runs that allowed him space, or, you know, passing those through balls to him to allow him to run onto. So I think he's absolutely brilliant. And I'm so happy that he's finally got to 100 games. Because I'll admit, like, when he first came here, I remember watching a pre-season friendly that he played in when he first got here, and I thought, he's a good player. And then I think I remember him playing in the league, and he just didn't look good at all. And then we shifted him out on loan, and I thought, likelihood of us seeing him again is unlikely. Came back, sent him back out on loan again, and I thought, yeah, he's definitely out of it. And I'll give Paul Cook a credit for that. He didn't do many things correctly at the club, but one thing he did do correctly was actually just the resurgence of Donacien, gave him that belief, played him every single game, and we've got one of the best defenders, I think, in League One. So yeah, brilliant.
3 words.
Very flipping pleased. Yeah.
I like it. To the point. I like it. But yeah, good old JD. Hopefully more appearance in the Town shirt to come. As I said, just a goal. Be nice. Just a goal. But there is a bet, I think, that whoever, if I pass my theory or drone test before Janoi scores his first goal, I think, what's going to happen first. But we shall see. Hopefully me passing my drone test and all that first. But yeah. Come on, Mike. What you got to say?
Is Janoi Donacien looking to play into his 50s?
Well, it could do. He could do. It's still, he's only still young. Like Janoi, you always think he has been around the block for a while, but he is still he's 29. So he recently turned 29. So he's still got a good couple of years.
How old are you, young Ross?
26. So
you've got a couple of years on him then.
Yeah, but he's a professional footballer, and I'm I think
Janoi will score first.
Probably.
The day he retires.
I finally passed it. There we go. Hopefully not. Hopefully it will be this year, or at least early next year, 2023. Roscoe on the roads. Okay then. Next up on the Fan Social, ladies and gentlemen, is the KOA Posse question of the week. And I'm a Celebrity is back. I'll have to admit I don't watch it, but it's topical. And I thought it's a good idea to have as a feature on the podcast, Mark, Mike, and Tom, to discuss which current Town player would do best in the jungle, get as far as they can, maybe become king of the jungle, but also the worst person who will probably go, yeah, I want to get out of here. So, Mark, who do you reckon is going to be the best and the worst?
The best, I think you can look back to Monday night with our 2 centre-halves. I think you look at Richard Keogh and Cameron Burgess, and I think particularly Richard Keogh, I think he's got the personality to sort of go on to win it, but he's an absolute grafter, and he just seems like nothing really phases him, and he's been through a lot in his life and his football career. I think he'd have the nous to deal with anything the 2 blokes with the big foreheads throw at him. Worst, are we doing worst as well? Do you want to do? We'll do worst. I'm doing my worst as well while we're here. In terms of who would struggle, though, I'm trying to think who will struggle. Can't see Caden Jackson doing very well. Don't know what it is about him. I just think, I don't think he'd like it, bless him. But yeah, or Eduardo. I think Eduardo would be. I can imagine he's a little bit of a screamer, maybe, when they get voted into a lot of trials just for the pure entertainment value. But I think that could work in his favour, and he could probably still end up winning it on his his smile and his his laugh and his probably dance moves alone.
Because how you win it is it just is voting in it, like viewers voting, but they also vote who they want to do the trials and stuff. But like overall, if you win it, they vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's popularity contest, isn't it? Really, or an unpopularity contest, really. Especially if you're Matt Hancock, I imagine he's going to be doing plenty of trials. Shame they're not a little bit more harsh, to be honest.
If Matt Hancock gags on an eyeball, he might get lots of votes.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Mike, I think Keogh could be king. Keogh could be king.
Okay, Richard Keogh, and then Kane Jackson's last. Carl Edwards maybe could be the worst, but yeah, we'll see. Mike, what are you going for? Best and worst?
I don't believe what Mark said. Eduardo, Jesus. I was thinking, right, the perfect person would have been James Norwood, but he's gone now. Putting him in a jungle, he caused all sorts of misery and backhanded things. It'd be tactics and everything. And I'd like to see him eat a crocodile's intestine or something. I've gone for Carl Edwards. I think Carl Edwards would probably be a good laugh because he'd go into every challenge with a smile and a laugh, and even when the eyeballs and the slugs and everything are coming back up again, he'd still be laughing. And I think the whole country would warm to him because he's such a warming character. Yeah, Carl Edwards, who I don't think could do very well. I don't know. Probably Christian Walton or something, because they say he's quite boring. So I don't know. I'm only going by the coffee club.
Yeah.
But they say he's quite yeah. So I don't think he would set the world on fire. He'd be the first one voted out. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, the thing with goalkeepers, of course, they're supposed to be, they're the crazy ones because, who want to go in goal, diving about and doing that sort of stuff. But yeah, they're more the crazy ones. Well, Mike, how would you do you reckon? How are you doing in the jungle? Would you mind?
I'd do rubbish. I've got a really soft stomach. I'd be throwing up everywhere. I hate spiders. A little spider in the bathroom. I don't take a bath for a week. There's a spider in the bath.
Yeah.
So I'm rubbish. I'm rubbish with all that rubbish. Yeah. Keep it away.
Okay. So Carl Edwards is currently best, but also Mark thinks he could do badly. So we'll see. Tom, over to you, my friend. What do you reckon then? Best or worst in the jungle is Town current player?
Well, I've gone a little bit down Mike's route as well via the coffee club. So I'm thinking George Edmondson. I think he'd do quite well because I think he's got the personality. And for some reason, he strikes me as someone that would be scared of a lot of things in the jungle. So I think he'd provide the entertainment value both. George of the Jungle. I think he'd provide the entertainment value for the camp, but then also doing the trials, I think he'd just be so scared of them. So I think it'd be fantastic for the entertainment on that show. Worst, I ain't got a clue. Maybe Leif Davis. I don't know why. There's just something about I don't know if it might just be a little bit too boring for the show. He seems just plain sailing, doesn't he, Leif Davis? So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he. Once again, this should be tested one day. They should just bring loads of just like snakes, spiders, and start. Oh, Mike's getting a top up. Get a little top up if you're watching on video. Get a nice little top up there, like that, Mike, like that. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is. Mike,
another bowl.
Say something?
Cheers.
There we go. Like that.
We've run out of wine here. We'll have to start another bottle.
Stop. Get it out. Get that butter out. Brilliant. Okay then. Oh, he's got it. He's got the bottle in his hand, if you can see. But now we're going to get on to some more ridiculous stuff after that ridiculous moment. Let's do the strike then, boys. A chance here to see if Mike can make his debut and win the strike, or can Tom do it, or can Mark Beck do his normal dominance of the strike and see. We have 4 questions plus a tiebreaker if needed. All different questions linked to birthdays this month or connections to Cheltenham Town. So let's get right into it. A lot of it is on birthdays this month. We've got a few players who've got birthdays. And Mike, why are you confused? Why are you confused? Got a confused face. What's the matter?
Yeah. First off, we ain't going to beat Mark, right? Secondly, Cheltenham.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've got a current Town player who used to play for Cheltenham briefly on loan. But before that, we've got a question on Christian Walton, of course, who celebrated his birthday recently. Now, how many clean sheets has he kept in 55 games for Town so far? Of course, closest to the correct answer.
Do I just hold it up now?
Give it time. Let people just have a think, just in case they steal your answer, mate. That's the thing. Of course, if you get bang on,
yeah.
If you get it bang on, you get double points.
So I've written it down already.
It's fine, mate. I'll have a check of his wine. What are you drinking there, my friend? Any?
I don't know if this is from the Wine Society or no. It's just Barefoot Merlot. It's just we won't go into advertise, but buy 6 bottles, get 25% off.
Oh.
So I bought 18 bottles.
Why not? Definitely this time
of year.
Yes, Christmas. Celebrate early. Okay then, boys.
This thing won't fit. It won't fit me here. Too small.
Earbuds
Right.
and ears. Okay. Just stop it. Okay, 23. Mike's gone. Mark, Tom, what are you going for? 17. Oh.
17.
20, 17, 27, 23. Now, Mark, I've seen you've changed it a few times. You weren't happy with your original
Is he
2
cheating?
answers.
I had 21.
No.
I went 17, 21, 17. I went back to 17.
Oh.
Well, he was counting. He was counting all the games. He was like,
yeah.
But he hadn't been to every game. You see.
True.
No.
True. As I'm just gonna have a little pause here for a little bit. Oh, Tom's back. He froze for a second there.
Back.
You're like,
it's very windy here.
Yeah, you're forcing that 27. You're like 27. It was just there for a while.
Yeah, it's very windy here, so I don't know if that's playing with the internet here. But yeah,
it's fine. That's what it's all about. But let's get to the answer then. And someone was so close to getting that bang on, and that someone is Mike Turbet because it's 22. So he was 1 away to get it double points. Did you get a point?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had 21 before.
He didn't play at Bracknell, did he?
No. Is that what you were thinking? So,
No.
But you got a point though, mate. You're in the lead. Mike has taken the lead. Next question is on the Flying Finn, Shefty Cucci. How many goals did he score for Town in 92 games? 92 games to Flying Finn, Shefty Cucci. 92 games. How many goals? Scored in his debut. Little fun fact there for you. Did score in his debut. Didn't score any in his second spell because, it wasn't great, was it? He was injured as well. Shefty Cucci. All right then, boys. What do you reckon then? How many goals? Scores once again. Double points if you get it bang on.
Double points to get it bang on. Hang on a minute. I'm changing my mind.
He scored his squad number.
Okay.
32. I'm pretty sure. I've got a funny feeling he scored his squad number.
I put 32 and I've gone to 30.
Okay. Tom?
I got... Where is it? 36.
It's 32.
It is 32. It is 32. So
Mark, I did put 32.
You scrubbed it out, mate. Though you always got to stick to your correct. You got to stick to your original answer always. So Mark is now taking the lead. It's 2-1-0. Tom, do not worry, my friends. Still have good fun. Enjoy the strike. Next question is on Andy Jury. Remember him? Andy Jury played for Town in the early 2010s. He joined Town from which former non-league club in 2011? Was it Luton Town, Stevenage, or Crawley Town? Of course, a Paul Jewell signing on in January transfer window. Yeah, they were a non-league team at that point. when he came. And I think Mark knows it because he was writing it down really quickly, so he knows it. But okay then, boys, what do you reckon?
Stevenage.
Part of me thinks Stevenage, but I put Luton.
I put Crawley.
Ooh, that's interesting. I'm just double checking the answer because yeah, okay, I got it.
He's played for Luton as well.
Yeah, the correct answer is actually Luton Town. So Mike is back in it. It's 2-2-0. There we go. That is beautiful. Tom, just keep playing.
I'm just here for the fun.
Yeah, just here for the fun. It's fine.
Just pick a side, Tom.
Yeah.
Pick a side.
Pick a side. Who you picking? Who you thinking? Who do you reckon? Who's going to win this final question? And the final question is on Richard Keogh, who had a brief loan spell at Cheltenham Town back in 2008. Now, this actually doesn't include... Yeah, he did. Little fun fact. But how many caps did Richard Keogh win for Ireland between 2013 to 2019? And to help you out a little bit, he scored 1 goal in those caps. I don't know if that helps at all, but probably doesn't. But Tom still play at home, mate. Because what's the score? It's a 2-2 still. It's 2-2 in it. So if you get it bang on, Tom, we go to a tiebreaker. So, of course, play at home, but you've got to get it bang on.
It's unlikely, but
you never know, mate. So 2013 to 2019, you've got to average out the qualifiers, friendlies, and all that. Of course, you probably didn't play at Euros. Did Ireland qualify for Euros in that time?
Loads of times, Ross.
Euro 2014, I think. Or 2016. 2016. Euro 2016, I think they played.
Maybe he played then. You never know. Yeah, go then. We'll start with you, Tom, because you are needing to get it bang on. So what are you gone with?
I've gone. I think this is very wrong. 62.
Yeah, that is completely wrong.
Yeah.
So you're out. That's 62.
Completely wrong.
Yeah, that is completely wrong. What are you going for?
I'm wrong as well then.
What's that? What did you go for?
I went for 56.
Yeah, you're completely wrong too. Mark, what are you going for?
Mark's won. Again.
I've gone less than that, 44.
Ooh, yeah, none of you are even close.
Was it over?
44.
Over like 80?
No, it's only 2026. Only one.
I was going to go 20. I even wrote 26 and crossed it out.
I know he didn't. I know he wasn't a starter. I know he didn't play many.
Isn't there a good
he
time
deserves more than that.
I'm dyslexic. I meant to put 26, but I put 62.
Yeah.
So
If you switch them around, it's actually
give me those points.
Yeah. So Mark has won, but we do have a tiebreaker as always because he got closest. But then I don't know.
It's tiebreaker.
To be fair, maybe you don't actually win overall because you're not even close. It's 44-26. That's not even close. So we'll do a tiebreaker then.
It's like winning with an own goal. Winning with an own goal at the minute.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's winning by a kettle penalty given against you, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Whatever that means. Tiebreaker then, boys. And it's on Freddie Sears, who celebrates his birthday this November. How many goals did he score for Town in 217 games? Of course, had some very bad goal droughts, didn't he? I think wasn't the record 38 games or something without scoring a single goal. Which I know
17 games.
Yeah, I know he was playing on the left a lot, but still bad goal drought. Of course, Tom
played 217 games for us. Bloody hell!
Yeah, 217 games.
Is this including substitute where he comes on a sub?
All games. And
so he comes off the bench last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and of course, that famous quote Paul Lambert went, I want a full 90 minutes from you, Freddie Sears, when he come on in the 93rd minute. So he's got 2 minutes to play a 90-minute game, which was just ridiculous. But Tom, still play. I'll start with you again, my friend. And if you get it bang on, you could steal it here. But if the other boys get closest and get it bang on, then they win it. But you know what I mean. But what are you going for?
Probably wrong again. 74.
Yeah, that's completely wrong.
Yeah, that's miles away.
Not even close.
Yeah.
I'm being generous.
Yeah.
49.
49. Mark?
Oh.
You back?
I've gone really harsh. 36.
Ooh.
Oh, God. You've won, Mark.
He has won, and he was so close. It's 34. 34 goals. I don't know what that
That's
ratio
shocking.
is.
That is awful.
That is a terrible record for a
217
striker,
games.
isn't it?
Yeah, so what is that? One in every...
He did get put out to left wing, didn't he, though?
He did.
Yeah, but Ross has included all the 50 million substitutions where he came on for the last 5 minutes.
66 substitution appearances.
66, so then 200 games when he came on for the last minute.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I've got the record here. He scored 9 in his first season, of course, when he signed in January. Then second season was 6. Next season was 7, 2, but then of course he had that injury, didn't he? 6, 1, and then 3 in his final season, which was of course. Yeah, but there we go. Mark, you've won another strike, but Mike put you to the end there. Tom put an effort in. But,
I was.
I think I'd have won that if we weren't playing Cheltenham.
We had one question on Cheltenham. The rest were birthdays. You got the Andy Jury question right.
To be fair, Shefki Kuchi, that's just one of them random facts. I'm pretty sure he scored his squad number. Yeah, which is really must be wild.
Which I thought that as well, but I thought no, that's not going to happen. Well, it's not that one. It's that one.
Never change your answer, mate. Never change your original because you just know it could hit you.
Life is about change, Ross. You stand still too long, you could stagnant.
Very true, but on the strike, the rule is don't change your original answer because it will bite you in the butt. So
it's going in the fire.
Yes, definitely. Well, Mark, as always, nice little speech while I prepare the end of the podcast. Take it away.
Oh, he gets to have a speech, does he?
Just another day at the office, isn't it? Yeah, victory speech.
Yeah, go on then. Have a speech.
So it goes.
We'll drink to you.
A bit like us now, used to seeing us win now. A bit like Ipswich, just used to seeing us win, and it feels good and it's nice.
Yeah.
That would do.
Like it.
That was good. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Nice. Okay, then. We're now at the end of the podcast. And, of course, this weekend we're back at Porton Road, which feels like an age. We haven't been at Porton Road for a few months. Like, it was a derby game, wasn't it? On Sky. It was the last time we played at Porton Road. So we've had a few away games. Of course, we had the Bracknell game on Monday. Back at Porton Road, 25,000+ sold already, which is fantastic. It's time for your hot takes, though, boys. From the sublime to the ridiculous. What you reckon is going to happen in the game from, on the pitch, in the crowd, whatever. Mark, what do you reckon then?
Ross, it's happening. It is happening. Freddie Ladapo is scoring a hat-trick. And not just any hat-trick.
Is he?
He's going to score a perfect hat-trick. Left foot, right foot, header. And I'm going to probably explode.
I think
the clock's going wild.
He'll be on the bench
at the prediction.
Yeah, from the bench.
He can score a hat trick when he comes on. He's better than Freddie Sears. Yeah, when he comes on, he's better than Freddie Sears.
He's a better Freddie. Freddie.
There we go. We'll go for that.
I like it.
And Mike will have a rollover hot dog.
I'll have a rollover hot dog. This time I won't drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there won't be a rollover hot dog in the central stairway of Section 6 for people to dodge as they're walking down. What will happen? I know what's going to happen. Tell you what, we're going to score an easy goal first 10 minutes, and then it's going to be one of them games where, bang, we score early. What happens then? It drags on and on and on. It looks like it's going to be a 1-0 win. Yeah? Score early and that's it. But then the referee's going to point to the penalty spot, and Caden Jackson's going to pick the ball up, and the whole crowd's going to go, "Oh my God, no, please don't!" And he scores. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. More wine.
Yes. Overall, though, Mark, Mike, what are your predictions then? Just to keep you here for a second. 2-0. So Freddie
Yeah,
Ladapo
Taylor
hat
Jackson
trick.
score penalty.
Okay.
3-0. 3-0.
3-0. 3-0. Okay. Tom, you heard some of the ridiculous, but some of the sublime as well. What is your hot take for Cheltenham at home?
I reckon I can see Leif Davis scoring an absolute screamer. Do you remember Aaron Cresswell's goal against Crystal Palace a few years back? Similar to that. I reckon I can see that happening because he's due a goal, that boy. He's always in the right positions, however, he always skies it. So I think a bit further out, he has more chance of getting it on target. And I think this weekend is going to be the weekend that he hits it, top bins. Done. 4-0 win.
Oof.
Lovely job. Yeah. If I can make it there, will be a question, but...
Yeah.
Which end is this goal going in?
Ooh.
I reckon it will go in the end shooting towards the Sabobby. Yeah.
Ooh.
That'd be celebrations. Because that's where I think that's where you want most of the goals, don't you? Because you want them to run to the north stand and everyone going crazy. I think when they score Sir Alf, it's sort of like you just of course they're celebrating normally with their families. They go to that box and they go and celebrate there. But I think the north stand is where you see the best scenes and just like you feel like everyone's just really involved and really celebrating that goal. So some big predictions. So 4-0, 3-0, 2-0. So clean sheets all rounds. Of course, Cheltenham, they were beaten by a non-league team on the weekend. Of course, Church, who were the same division as Bracknell, but in the southern division, the central division. So they had a cup shot. So they're looking to bounce back, and probably one of the worst fixtures they can have to sort of bounce back on. Of course, taking on Town, who are currently second in League One. So, boys, it's been a short podcast, but I think it's been a fantastic podcast. But as always, any other business, any else things you want to mention? Mark, over to you. Anything else you want to bring up, to segue into anything else?
Just thoughts with Bath City striker Alex Fletcher, I think his name is, who had that terrible incident where he collided with the concrete advertising hoardings. We wish him all the best and hopefully he can get back to playing. And our very own Wes Burns. I don't know what Rob Page is thinking, not picking him for the Wales squad, but we love you, Wes. Show them what you're missing. I mean, he'll only been gone for 3 weeks anyway because Wales are going out in the groups, aren't they? Let's be honest. Sorry, Harvey and other Welsh contingent. But yeah, Tom, we love you, Wes. I mean,
I'm half Welsh. Yeah, my dad was.
My
dad was.
Are Wales going out of England?
Well,
I reckon Wales will finish above England.
Ooh.
Well, the truth hurts.
I think they will as well.
Ooh. That's another podcast for another day.
Either way, we've still got Wes, and we love you, Wes. It'd be great if he could score on Saturday, as much as I want to see. I mean, we could get Tom's prediction minus the Davis goal, the Dapo hat trick, and a Wes Burns goal would be very nice. So yeah, we still love you, Wes. Rob Page is an idiot, and Wales are not going to do very well, and England's probably not going to do very well either.
Yeah, of course, it's a World Cup that is, should be happening, but it's happening, and it's happening like how many days? It's like not like nearly in a week
11
or
days.
So.
I'm not excited for it one bit. Load of
rubbish. I'm not either.
No. Mike, over to you there, my friend. A very good debut. I'm sure we're going to get many different comments on like, oh my God, Mike has been on the podcast. Any other thoughts?
Yeah.
Any other notes?
I don't know. Comment below if you want to see me again. Probably not. I don't know about Cheltenham, to be honest. They might have lost in the cup. I don't know how strong they went. I mean, we could see from Plymouth, they lost to Grimsby really badly.
No, Cheltenham went strong. Cheltenham went very strong.
Did they really? Really strong?
Yeah, they're pretty much their first team. Pretty much their first team.
At the weekend about our squad being constantly moving and evolving. From every time we try and predict a team, it's a different team. We don't expect to see so and so. Well, you got Morsey and Evans in midfield, and you got the defence and everything, but up front it's constantly changing. And I think it's making us into a great team overall. I don't think that a lot of clubs in the League One have got the depth that we have, and these cup competitions are going to take a battering every now and again. we've been through that with McCarthy. We've been through that with Jewell. You know, where we had the first 11 constantly playing week in, week out, and then the cup would come along, and all of a sudden, them 11 would be rested, and a whole new 11 would be put in. And did they win? No, they didn't, because they're not a team. And maybe that's what other teams are like. I think Cheltenham will give us a good going on Saturday. I'm not going to underestimate them. I don't think McKenna will underestimate them. I don't think it's going to be as easy as everybody thinks. What was the question again, Ross?
Just any other notes, and that was the perfect sort of
I
extra
thought we were
notes to add.
Notes to add?
Yeah,
not really.
No?
It's been good. Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
It's a pleasure.
Good to see everyone.
Yeah.
You've got to hurry up though, because the nurse is nearly here.
Yes, we'll wrap up. Yes. But
there's one thing I wanted to say actually.
Go ahead.
And the reason I put this shirt on for the Marcus Evans thing, right? Well, what's happening? We've got 17,000 season tickets sold. I hate it personally, because that means I've got to stand up all the time. I can't sit down in the north stand. It's packed, right? So I personally, on a personal level, I hate it. I can't just go off to the side and sit down and relax, right? Because there's space. But 17,000. What? It just shows you that Marcus Evans is a complete idiot. Really. All them years that he had us, and we were getting 8,000, 9,000 season ticket sales. Along come new owners, and we double the amount of season ticket sales. What's going on there? He just didn't have a clue, and this shows it. I mean, I'm not going to try and disrespect the guy too much. You know, he's obviously rich for a reason. He knows what he's doing there. But looking after a football club, he just didn't have a clue, did he? Am I allowed to say that, Ross?
That's fine. Podcast? It's fine. It's fine. It's just, once again, that is another conversation for another day, of course. Because yeah. Well, it's been said, it's been had, but just the change in the year of Game Changer, and just Portland Road, it's looking beautiful again. Everything that's been improved, even just outside, seeing all the imagery, even just seeing the screen, everything. All that.
Ross, you know me, right? You know me. I've been taking pictures of the ground since Championship, right? For that whole Championship season that we went and got relegated, and then the whole League One season that we did first season down until COVID struck on after we got beat by Coventry. And the pictures of the stadium from then to now, it's a different stadium. Completely different. It's cleaner. It's more looked after. There's still cold water in the toilets of the North Stand, but can't get everything.
Right.
But yeah, it's impressive what they've done, and to announce that they've got 17,000 season ticket holders now, it's unreal. It's mind blowing, really. But I don't know. We're going places, Ross.
We are, mate.
Yeah. Soon, we won't be able to see the players anymore. That's the one thing about League One. I'm gonna miss it. League One. You go to grounds, you get to see the players afterwards. You go to the Championship grounds now; they all go behind barriers and security, and you don't get to see them coming on and off the coach. And when we get to the Premier League, God, we ain't even going to be within a mile of them. You go to Man City, and they're in a compound right around the back of the Etihad. No chance. So enjoy it while it lasts. That's it, Ross. I'm finished.
You're finished. No, well said. Always good words, my friend. Tom, over to you, my friend, to wrap up the show. Always a pleasure, my friend. Any other business? Any other notes?
No, other than I agree with Mark. It's a travesty that Wes Burns is not going with Wales to the World Cup. And then you look at some of the players that have got in, but I'm not going to go into any of those League Two players that for some reason are going just because they've been in the Wales squad for a little while. Johnny Williams comes to mind, but no, it's thank you for having me on. all Ipswich fans should read my story that I did today about a guy that's named his child after Connor Chaplin.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, middle name Connor Chaplin. So I did a story on that, so everyone should go and read that on the Ipswich Star and the EADT. Little plug, but yeah. So no, thanks for having me on. It's been great.
Tom, man,
even if I was rubbish in the quiz.
That's fine.
I'm shocking at Ipswich knowledge. Shocking at it.
It's fine. It's fine. We've had a few people who have struggled, and you can join that famous club. So there we go. Mark, Mike, Tom, thank you for joining me. It's now time to, of course, plug our sponsors. First of all, Manscaped, of course. Use the code KOA to get 20% off and free delivery. And then,
are we still shaving ourselves?
Yeah, we're still shaving ourselves. You know.
Well, we're getting a pickle shaving ourselves nowadays.
Yeah, we do. Ginger Pickle, of course.
Is that for manscaping redheads?
I don't think so. I know Tony Southgate.
Because he would be in a pickle. Ginger Pickle.
Yes, it would be. Shout out to our sponsors. Yeah, go there. Check him out. If you need any marketing expertise, go to Ginger Pickle. And all that sort of stuff. I think that's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week, of course, for another Fans Social. I hope you enjoy your weekend. If you aren't going to the game, of course, follow the game with us. And bye-bye for now.